assistants, virtual helpers. So again, we have the sense that we're all on our own in a class. And what are our students going to do? Well, they're going to Google it, right? They're going to Google it. They're going to look for help on the web. That is what people do. When they don't know how to do something, they look for a YouTube video, they look for a website. So sometimes they find good information, sometimes they find great information, and then sometimes they find mediocre information. One of the ways you can tell whether or not a video game is successful is how much information you can find about it on the web that has been provided by other players. Okay, so like for example, one of the most successful video games of all time, World of Warcraft, has thousands of web pages dedicated to it. Some of them are massive with lots of tutorials and lots of information and walkthroughs and all kinds of stuff. So at first you might think, oh no, I don't want that. I don't want them to get all the answers to my tests, right? That's one of the things that I'm fighting against. Okay, well, that is a valid point, but that is actually more of a testing issue. If your tests are the same every time, then it's only natural. The easiest thing for students to do is to get a hold of the answers, and just like they would in real life, right? In real life, if the correct answer is there for the grabbing, you grab it and you go with it. So what you want to do is you want to have your tests be unpredictable. If they change every time, then the websites, instead of providing the answers, will provide information about how to get the answers. And now what the students are doing when they go to these websites is they're trying to learn, right? So they're trying to figure out how to pass your tests. And if you've designed your tests well, the only way for them to pass the test is to actually know the material. And so all these websites and stuff will teach them mastery of the material so that they can pass the tests. So one of the things that I do with most of my tests is, and I'm working towards doing it with all of them, it's a slow process, remember this is iterative, is that I have my tests use randomly generated content. Okay, so I don't use targeted questions like traditionally happens on a test. Instead, I have a computer program that generates, and so nobody takes the same test. Everybody has slightly different tests. Okay, all the questions are focused on the same material, but they have slightly different content. And so the students have to really understand in order to do the tests. And so how I can tie this in with virtual helpers and assistants is that what you can do is you can provide forums, online forums, for them to communicate with each other. So actual real discussion boards where they can get on and discuss problems, and not just with each other, but with other people out there if they want to. They can invite students from previous classes or whatever to come and help and contribute and give them ideas, or specialists or whatever, and everybody can work together to help them prepare for the test. And now they're preparing for the test, but they're doing it in such a way that they're actually learning the material. Okay, so you're providing them with forums to do this because you've provided well-structured tests.